Travis Wayne Goodsell. It's sad to be on the outside knowing the danger that is within. I'm of course speaking of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I've been in the inside. As the Book of Mormon taught me how to study, to produce a physical witness so that I may prove that the inspiration, revelation, ideas that I get are from a true source. Alma chapter 32, starting in verse 28. And so it's disturbing to physically witness Mormons after Mormons after Mormons after Mormons over the decades of my being in the church. And now that I'm doing critical videos warning Mormons of the dangers of the church, to see their responses and comments and thumbs downs and outright ignoring my videos, and the attacks and the abuse and the death threats and the assassination attempts and the destruction of my life, as spiritual witness. So is your spiritual witness telling you to abuse me? Whose source would that be from? It's real simple. But Mormons will not study their scriptures anymore. They read until they get a feeling. And now they think they know the truth. That the Book of Mormon is true. They will not take the Book of Mormon literally as it is grammatically written. I mean, Moroni 10, 3-5. Mormons don't even... Just, wow. Because that's where they claim their spiritual witness is from. But nope, as written, no. As practiced by Mormons, the literal written word in the Book of Mormon do not match. But Mormons all claim that's where they get it from. That's how far off they are. And as I did the Bruce R. McConkie segment, listened to another Bruce R. McConkie talk, and I was thinking at the beginning, oh yeah, I could do segments of this and do videos on it, and oh my god. Oh my god. It got so intense. It's amazing how the different viewpoint I have from being obedient and studying the scriptures has resulted in what the prophets are now saying in retrospect. It's horrifying. And it's even worse when Mormons don't care. They literally are weaponized to destroy. And they all claim, leave us alone. You're not leaving us alone. Religious freedom. But they're destroying our lives. They want their freedom to destroy our lives and force our agency. I heard also Bruce R. McConkie, not just Nelson, talking about taking away our agency. That's how extreme it was. And we all know whose doctrine that is, who takes away our agency. And there the prophets are doing it. So yeah, it's scary. This church is literally getting scary now. Because it's not just that, as Isaiah says, once you come face to face with the reality of Lucifer, you go, seriously? This is who caused the nations to tremble in fear? Seriously? It's like pulling back the curtain and saying Oz. Really? That's you? That's it? You're doing this projection and audio recording? Get us back to Oz. So, yeah, Nelson is nothing. Oaks is nothing. He's a tiny little man. And yet, he projects wrath and vengeance. And he's the next in line to be the president of the church. And he's nothing. These are mortal men, and thus weak. And yet all Mormons fear and tremble and dare not to molest or make afraid. Literally. I saw Nelson in person at the Supersmiths downtown. He was lost. And he got mad at me, I guess, because he didn't realize that I had just gotten my freedom after 6 years of his incarcerating of me, because all the prophets had to agree to it and sign off for the receipts of paying and the orders of locking me up for 6 years of my life. No court. Nope. They used the court, but there was no trial. I didn't plead guilty. They just locked me up. I was carrying off of the 9/11 terrorist threat thing, where our government was just throwing people in Guantanamo. Didn't even care if they were involved or not. Okay. You look like a terrorist, we're going to lock you up in Guantanamo. And so, yeah, no Harold and Kumar to break me out. Oh, right, you don't watch R-rated movies. You don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, my God, Mormons just are worshiping idols left and right. That's what this whole Christian movement is. And Mormons are jumping on the bandwagon with them. All this idolatry, trying to force other people to obey their morality. And Mormons say, no, you got to let us do our own standards and values. No, you're imposing it on us. And I did the clip from Nelson, who did it as a kid to his parents. And he was okay with it. He presented it to the audience at conference. I'm okay with it. This is what I did. This is what you got to do to convert and save your family. Take away their agency. That's Lucifer's doctrine that Nelson put on the pulpit of conference. So, I keep getting asked by actual subscribers, those who sort of try to follow, even though there's a lot of stuff to follow, about why am I even bothering with you Mormons? Why should I even care? And it's not just Mormons, it's ex-Mormons as well, because you guys have got it wrong. You're still thinking Joseph Smith was a polygamist. The concept that Joseph Smith was framed by Brigham Young and his Danites just doesn't click in your head. You don't see it. You don't care. Because for you, you left the church because Joseph Smith was a polygamist. You believed Oliver Cowdery when he stormed off in a rage. Oh, he's buddying with Sidney Rigdon. I wanted to run the church this way. I'm out. I'm taking my ball and going home. And you believe his rants? There's no evidence. He didn't have video camera. He didn't have audio tape. There was no witness. And you know from your Bible what Jesus did in such a circumstance. People said they caught the woman in adultery, so Jesus called them out on it. Okay, those of you who have caught her in adultery, cast the first stone. Nobody did. And then he says, are there none accusers? No accusers. Neither do I. I didn't see you. Go on your way. You guys know this. There was nothing. Oh, but Willard Richards had he wrote that Joseph Smith was sealed to these women. And who was Willard Richards? He was a Danite for Brigham Young, who was there in Carthage jail, who shot Joseph in the back and dumped him out the window. You guys aren't thinking. You're behaving just like a Mormon, but as an ex-Mormon. That's the baggage that the church puts on us when we leave. It's not just about, oh, right, I gotta find new underwear to wear. It's all about the mentality that they put on us. This is like cult groups. But the church tells us that Joseph Smith's history was literal. And because it's literal, they're now playing all of you as chumps for the spiritual witness stuff. Because that's what it is with Joseph. Oh, yeah, the plates. Y'all, they can be gold plates. Yeah, sure. You have to have a spiritual witness to see them now. Martin Harris, yeah, he didn't see him at first, and he was sad. Oh, no, I'm not worthy to see the plates. And so then he did, and oh, I see them now. I see them. Joseph had a rockin' hat, too. And you don't think. The prophets know this. How many of them, from Brigham Young to Nelson, have had any of this magical stuff that they've put forth for us? Not a single one. And they're telling you to be like Joseph Smith when they're not. Because they know Joseph Smith was not literal. The woman who came out with the intellectuals. Oh no, the church history isn't true. What do we do? They're not that smart. That's the first thing you got to understand. But, you think, oh yeah, the church isn't true. Oh, it was all a fraud. Joseph Smith made it all up. And the church continues to believe that, oh yes, it was all literal. He saw the dead, talked with the dead, just like a witch. Occult, rather than cult. But using the same tactics as a cult group, but escalating it into the supernatural realm. And so here I am stuck, trying to convince both sides of what the real truth is, warning you of this serious danger. For Roe v. Wade being overturned, you think they're just going to go after women who get raped? No, they're going after women who want to have a baby. They're going after women who are never having a baby. Whether for whatever reason, whether you're a lesbian, whether you're a career woman, whether nobody desired you and you just never got hooked up with anybody. You now are pro-choice and not pro-life. And they will come after you as a criminal, as a murderer for not having babies. Do you not understand the danger that we are in? And the church is all about this. They don't want you to have abortions. They used to have an adoption agency telling young Mormon girls You got to give up your baby for adoption. You're wicked. We're excommunicating you from the church as punishment for your sin of getting raped. And now you're going to have to give up your baby to a good Mormon household of a mother and father who are more faithful than you are. And so, yeah, the church no longer has that adoption agency. But a Mormon kept it going and got busted for sex trafficking. He had a home here in West Valley in Arizona and was kidnapping women from his mission. I'm sure you guys have all heard about that, but this is what the church teaches him to do, because that's what they were doing with their adoption agency. Everything that I talk about with the crimes of the church, they've done to me. You know, sex trafficking. I was sex trafficked. The payment of tithing turns polygamy into sex trafficking. It wasn't just polygamy that the church was doing. It was sex trafficking. But the church was shut down for their perpetual immigration fund because it involved sex trafficking, polygamy with tithing. And Grover Cleveland did not pardon them for the sex trafficking nor for the tithing. It was just for polygamy. I've read it. He only pardons them for polygamy, which means the other thing he didn't pardon them for. So the church can be busted. And how frustrating it is for me that the federal government will not do anything about it. I've given them the documents, given them the evidence, told them I'm a victim, paying tithing as a child. And they won't do anything. They're trying to murder me. They won't do anything. What does it take for the government to do something? How much longer until they finally wake up and say, you know what? The church really is destroying this nation, and now it's too late. If only we had done something, none of this would have happened. So, instead I watch my comic book heroes and heroines because they did something. That's why they were created in the first place. It's to give us a release from the failure of our government. And now they're starting to get weird. Oh no, I can't murder you. How do we stop you then? First of all, it's not murder if you're defending yourself. You're allowed to defend yourself even unto death. It's called kill. It's not called murder. Murder is what they're trying to do to you. So, that's where we're at. Here we got another week. As the countdown commences, we're already seeing what they've got planned for the election, and they're already doing it. There's already election fraud going on. Already. They're going to overthrow our government. They're going to make it complete and utterly destroyed. We were warned by Joseph Smith. You wouldn't listen. You were spiritually out in left field with your space doctrine.